Hey everybody, it's comic review time. I only got 3 comics this time around, although it's close to comic book day, so I'll have another video later in the week, so you get 2 comic review videos. First, I'm going to start with a new book. It is a non-DC, non-Marvel book. I'm going to start with the independent comic 41. This is from Primal Paper Comics. And I've already done issue 1. This is issue 2 from Bob Fresh, and the art on this one is from Alexander Singleton, who's taken over the book art-wise. And it's a post-apocalyptic series. It takes place 41 years after the apocalypse, which they have yet to tell us what really happened to cause that. And the characters, the group of characters it centers around, are a bunch of soldiers fighting their way through this world, and they have grown up in this post-apocalyptic world, which I think is interesting, actually, instead of characters that have been there beforehand, and, you know, seeing it through. So, you know, all they've known, really, is, you know, the ashy skies and, you know, decrepit buildings that fill the landscape. So, what's interesting is almost what you're getting kind of Walking Dead kind of feel, is what I'm looking at so far, of characters that, you know, usually, you know, in films we see these kind of stories, and, you know, they deal, and then they kind of ride off into the sunset, and, you know, then the credits end. But, you know, in a comic series, you get to see, you know, day-by-day living. And we get to know the characters a little bit more. Last issue, we got kind of the setup of, you know, the world. In this issue, we get to see our characters a little bit better, because one of them is killed off in a battle during this one. And you get to see how they all kind of react with each other, and it, you know, it does create some sparks here and there between some of the characters. The art by Singleton, actually, he handles the action very well, and there's some of his art reminds me of the art from All Hail Megatron, actually. I don't know, just that's one of the first things that stuck out in my head about the art, actually. And the scene with his Sid is the one who gets killed here, and there's a pic of him right there. And, you know, it just deals with the emotional fallout that the character left behind. Also, there's a interesting scene where character Reyes is sent back to check out a battle scene, and he's attacked by vagrants. And you think he's going to get killed, and then he really takes him out. It's a really cool scene. I also like where this is potentially going. The universe is kind of opened up a little bit at the end, where you realize that maybe something else is going on underneath this, you know, destroyed world. Not too bad. It's kind of a mystery in a way, where we're not really told what exactly caused the apocalypse and what these sinister guys have in mind for the future. I definitely recommend this. I'm going to put a link at the bottom for you to see if you can order the book from Primal Paper Comics or Bob Fresh himself. You know, drop a message if you want. Tell him I said hi, and he'd really appreciate hearing from you. Anyway, it's 41. Definitely check it out. This is issue 2, and I'm going to give it 4 round chips. Now, off to Marvel, sort of, kind of. Marvel just started the cross-gen books. They acquired the rights to the old cross-gen books from the 90s. And I really didn't care too much for the others they were bringing back. The only one I was excited about was RUSE. And it's a Victorian mystery series, which that kind of appealed to me. It's written by Mark Waid, and it's drawn by Mark Roll, big long name guy. So I really enjoyed the art from the previews I saw, and the art is just beautiful, actually. It's lovely illustrated. It's almost, you know, has coloring that makes it almost look a little painted, a little faded, or something like that. And it involves our master detective. Let's see, Alcard. Let me see his name. Simon Archer, and his assistant. Let's see, Emma Bishop. And she's actually more of a partner, but she's treated in the public eye as an assistant, which is kind of hilarious. I mean, she's like getting her ass kicked, and you know he's getting all the credit, which is kind of funny. the mystery starts with them getting threats, and he's been kind of keeping the secret, but he's been getting threats on her life, and they seem to be pulled into a trap. What's interesting is the original cross-gen series seemed to take place on this other planet. It's a long story, but all the cross-gen books used to take place on these different planets. And they all have these magic powers that were given to them by gods, each character in each series. And you could recognize who because they'd have, you know, the symbol somewhere on their body to indicate that they had the powers. This doesn't seem to be applying here. This seems to be taking place on planet Earth in the Victorian era in England. So, fantastic. I love this. I definitely recommend you check this out. This is 5 RAM chips. Loved it a lot. And off we go to DC Vertigo and iZOMBIE. This is the last issue of You Vampire, issue 11. And of course, it's always by Mike Allred and Chris Robinson. Now, we get to the conclusion where the vampires have captured one of the vampire hunters, and they make a deal. That's what I think was interesting. We also get the origin of their whole group. Actually, it was the bad girl vampire that screwed up everything earlier that actually started this whole mess and turned them all into vampires, which I think is interesting, which is no wonder they hated her so much. And also we learned what the evil, I don't know, mummy-ish scientist is doing. She's dealing with Cthulhu-type stuff. Meanwhile, we got a little character stuff. Gwen is dealing with the fact that she suddenly remembered she had a brother. And it's rather sad because she is losing pieces of her memory here and there. I mean, big parts, like she has a brother. Not just like, oh, hey, I went to the movies with that dude in, you know, 78. No, no, no. I mean, big, important stuff. Digging this series so far, and of course, I think the Cthulhu-type stuff is going to be following in the next arc. So we get to see more of that. This was great. I enjoyed a lot of nice emotional stuff here. This is 5 RAM chips. Anyway, I think that's it. Please check out the links below with Primal Paper Comics and the 41 by Bob Fresh. I'm going to put the links in the bottom. So check them out. And until next time, Lindsay, push the button.